I'm stalling, trying to wait till Jake gets back, but I think we might be running out of time here. As I mentioned yesterday, you're going to write a lot of these definitions, so here's what this is going to look like. I'm going to ask somebody for their definition. Then we're going to tweak that definition. Maybe it's rock solid. Maybe the definition they give me is perfect. If it's not, we need to tweak it so that by the time we're done, we all agree on this definition as being accurate. Okay, because we're going to use that moving forward. And maybe your definition turns out being different than first periods, maybe different than eighth periods, maybe you get the exact same thing. Okay, but we'll see. So let's start with JT. Who's your partner?
Tyler.
Tyler? What do you guys have for a segment?
We said multiple points in a certain area.
Multiple points in a certain area. Okay, so for the rest of you, including myself, our job is to pick apart that definition. So we want to answer, we want to ask the question, is that definition good? If it's not good, we want to talk about what's wrong with it. So JT, read it to me again.
Multiple points in a certain area.
Now the question I have for you, does that satisfy what you just said?
No.
It doesn't? What did he just say?
Multiple points in a certain area.
Multiple points in a certain area. Are these multiple points?
Yeah.
Is this an area?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Is that a line?
No.
No. All right, so we got to revise it.
It wasn't even there.
Holy guacamole, Jake, you're killing me.
I don't know where it could
Killing
be.
me, Smalls.
I just had it.
Check your backpack.
I did like 7 times.
Look everywhere. I've checked in there.
Yes.
Check again.
I'm sure it'll be easy to find. It's not like it looks like everybody else's.
Yeah.
Probably do find my iPhone.
Good. And it'll start beeping crazily and drive someone insane. No luck? It's not in there?
Nope.
Hopefully. Did you buy the insurance?
I think so.
Well, I hope so.
You were obligated to.
Do you? Oh, you had to?
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry. Did you, when was the last time you had it?
Like 5 minutes ago.
No, because you were gone.
Well, okay. Like last period.
Last period.
Yeah.
Did you stop in the restroom on the way to class?
No.
Someone take.
Could have. Did you have it when you walked in here?
I don't know. I thought I did, but I guess not.
Would you tell me?
Someone in art.
Oh, maybe someone in art stole it.
Maybe.
But why would you steal an iPad? It just,
I don't know,
you
maybe they
find an
already
iPhone
had
and it starts beeping like crazy and you're busted, they can track them.
Maybe they thought it was theirs and I just took it.
Legitimate mistake you're suggesting?
Yeah.
I understand. Where were we? JT, back to you.
Yeah.
Do you want to revise your definition?
We'll say multiple points in a certain area on a line. Or
Multiple points in a certain area on a line.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's,
Is that what you just said?
I guess.
Is that a segment? By the way, segments can also be referred to as line segments, just for discussion purposes. Yeah?
Part of a line.
I'm sorry, what are we doing?
Oh,
Are we starting over? Are we ignoring his definition?
Oh, I thought you were asking me for
Are we giving up on JT and Tyler's definition? Oh, I'm sorry, man.
That's okay.
Okay. All right, what do you want?
Part of a line.
Part of a line. Is that part of a line?
That's alright.
Is that part of a line?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I've satisfied your definition.
Well, it's not really a line.
Yes, no question.
No.
No? Hold on, now I'm getting everybody else involved. Did I satisfy his definition?
Yeah.
No.
Is that a line?
Yes.
No.
Part of a line.
Sorry, is that a segment? I asked the wrong question.
No.
No. Does it begin with an A? Is it Andrea? Is it Angela? Is it artichoke dip? Is it alabaster? Is it?
Amanda.
I mean, I was close, right? Amanda, yeah.
A part of a line between two specific.
on me on that one. A part of a line between two specific points. Hold on. What does between mean?
In the middle though.
In the middle of. If these are my two specific points, where's the middle?
Everything in between.
So your definition would work if we wait and define betweenness first, then we can come back and use your definition. Say it again, a part of a line.
Between two specific.
How do the rest of you feel about that?
Specific.
Yeah, that's right.
Good? There is a small problem though, we have that word between in there which we haven't defined yet. So we'll leave it up there. If we can get a good definition of betweenness, then I think we're pretty good to go. What do you want to call these endpoints? Oh, I just told you the answer, never mind. These are called endpoints. For our purposes, we'll, no, actually we'll label them M and N. So that we can stay with the betweenness thing. Between two specific points called endpoints. You have to be careful when you're talking about a line segment. You need to call it a line segment or a segment. Lines and line segments are not the same thing. Notation wise, we represent that by the two endpoints. You put a segment symbol over it. Two endpoints, segment symbol over it. Are these the same things?
Yes.
Yeah. All the points between M and N, all the points between N and M. Okay, good. Again, that's temporary if we can count on somebody to write a good betweenness definition. Are we good so far? Anybody, this is kind of important. Any opposition to that? Because if there's anything that you feel might be wrong there, you need to speak now or forever hold your peace, because we're going with that for the rest of the year. And I would hate to see all of you not get into college because Amanda wrote a bad definition. But I'm feeling good about it. Probably won't affect your college entrance. We're good?
We're good.
All right. Betweenness. What does it mean for P to be between M and N? Not a clue. And I know I talked to you yesterday. Tell me.
Brendan.
Brendan
Yeah,
or Brandon?
Brendan.
Okay. I've got Brennans, Brandons, and Brendans in class, and it's giving me spilkus. And you're Brendan.
Yeah,
A-N or E-N?
A-N.
All right, I'll be sure to screw that up. Go ahead.
Betweeness, I wrote
Who was your partner, by the way?
Untitled.
Beautiful.
A point in between a segment.
Hold on. You're using the word to define the word which we're trying to define. That's like saying, what's a dog? Well, a dog is a dog.
Wait,
No.
oh wait, I didn't know we were describing segment. I thought we were describing betweeness.
We are. I just want a definition at this point.
Betweenness is a different word.
Yeah. Oh wait, oh I'm saying between, aren't I? In the middle of a segment.
In the middle of the segment. Okay. So,
Anywhere on the segment.
Or inside a segment.
Inside two endpoints.
can you be inside? It's a one-dimensional figure. I don't know. I'm having trouble. I'm in the struggle bus today.
Tina,
Katina.
a point on the line.
Wait, hold on. Are we ditching their definition because they use between in the betweenness definition?
Who's in between?
You're just putting an IN in front of it? Okay. Okay, good. We're just ditching that. Go ahead, Katina.
Never mind, I forgot it.
Oh, come on. Audrey, what do you got? Who's your partner?
Joanna, a point in the middle of two other points. On a line.
Oh, wait, you're adding to it. What do you have written on your paper?
A point in
Is that point in the middle of M and N?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so now you were gonna add something else. What were you gonna add?
On a line.
Point. Say it again from the
A
start.
point in the middle of two other points on a line.
In the middle on, between 2 points on a line. What's it mean to be in the middle? Is this in the middle?
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. Is that in the middle?
No. Yeah. Oh.
How many think that's in the middle? How many don't? For those of you that said yes, why? Tyler, why?
Because like to be in the middle, it doesn't have to be directly centered. As long as it's in between both of them, like
There you are using the word again.
as long as it's inside both of the points on the line, it'll work. And it'll be in the middle.
Are you between JT and Matt?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are you between Faith and Jacob?
Well, it depends.
It
If I'm-
is.
if I'm on their
It's a
line,
yes. It's a yes no
yeah.
question. Are you between Faith and Jacob?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is that between M and N?
But
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
How many think yes?
I don't even know.
How many think no? How many are completely confused and don't know what day of the week it is anymore?
Thursday.
Thank you for the clarification. So you're gonna, we wanna accept this as being between? Caroline? Not even close.
Yeah, that's.
It is Caroline, okay, cause I said that and you looked at me like, I was,
I was confused why you called me.
is it cause you were shaking your head? Is it between?
Yeah,
Okay,
but it's not on the line.
but does it have to be on the line?
Yeah.
So then is this in between? Or I used in again. Is this between?
Yeah, but
Is Tyler between JT and Matt? Let's start with that. Everybody, is Tyler between JT and Matt?
Yes.
Good. Is he between Faith and Jacob?
No.
depending on how.
No.
What's the scale?
Well, there, I understand it depends on, but for a definition there, it can't be depends on.
No.
You know, is that a dog? Well, it depends. You know, no, it's either a dog or it's not a dog.
So it's
You know, it
Yeah,
can't.
but like,
He's not
he
in
was
between
thinking
them.
that he could be both between and not in between.
What?
I don't know.
How?
This is the Matrix.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, hold on.
Cause he's
Hannah, right?
Yes.
Okay.
in the area between them, but if we're talking about like geometry, you want it to be on the line. So if you're just saying, I don't know, it makes sense in my head, and I don't think it makes sense in words.
Isn't this geometry?
Yeah?
So what do we want?
We want it to be on the line.
Okay.
So like in between the lines, we have to find between.
What were you gonna say, Jake?
Well, instead of using in between, within 2 points,
Within 2 points,
2 endpoints.
2 endpoints. Is this not within M and N? Why?
It is.
Because it's not.
All right, Audrey?
It's a point on a line segment.
Well, that goes and changes everything. You just wanna throw out there that it's a point on the line segment.
Well, yeah, 'cause it
So
doesn't
P
line.
is between M and N if it's on the line segment MN.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that?
Eh.
What's wrong with it? Hmm?
Not specific.
Well,
Fine.
the problem is this, we can't agree on whether or not Tyler is between Faith and Jacob. So I'm guessing Tyler, I'm guessing the reason you said, well, hold on, let me ask you another question. Hey, Tyler, are you between JT and Amanda?
Wait a minute.
Here's Amanda, sorry.
I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I'm confused.
Okay, I like an honest answer. For the rest of you, is Tyler between JT and Amanda?
No.
No.
No. He's between Faith and Jacob, but not between JT and Amanda? Hmm?
My mind hurts.
This could just run out of your ear.
When I say a definition, like it goes with what Audrey said.
Ooh, okay.
It's a point on the line in the middle of two other points or endpoints.
We're back to that middle thing though again.
Within. It could be.
To the right of one and to the left of another one.
Okay, so let's get back to Tyler. Tyler, I'm thinking that you did the following. You said, well, we know Matt and JT, no problem, we all agree with that. I'm thinking though with Faith and Jacob, this is you. You did this. You created these imaginary lines and said, well, you're between them. Right?
No.
You didn't.
No, because I like what that.
You went that.
Yeah.
Well then why?
It's like exactly like how like P is compared to the line set. That's what I thought.
Okay, so let's turn it a little bit. Where would you have to go to not be between Faith and Jacob?
Kind of like stand up.
Mi casa es su casa.
Like right here, cause like I'm not in, like I'm past their points.
What about here?
No.
So I'm not between the two
No,
of them?
you are.
I am.
Yes.
I am. Okay, you see. So you did do what I just described. You're creating imaginary lines and saying, there's a line here which we would consider the front row, that if you step outside that, you're no longer between them.
Then yeah.
Okay. Is that right or wrong?
Debatable.
Both.
Okay, who's completely confused?
Boneless pizza.
Alright, good. Now, part of my goal when I started this is I wanted you to be a little uncomfortable because I want to illustrate how specific and exact these definitions have to be. We can go pretty much with whatever definition you want. If we want to say that if you want a point to be between, you will create these imaginary lines that go like this, and then anywhere in this space is between, we can roll with that. I kind of know where we're going in the big picture and know that this is going to create a whole bunch of problems. That having been said, I would not consider that point between. I would consider all of these points, however, between. And refer back to Audrey's definition. What'd you say? Do you remember now?
No.
Oh, okay.
A point on a line segment.
P is between.
No, you can't use between.
Can't use between.
It's the word I'm defining. You can. I'm just saying like a dog is. That's all I'm doing. I'm not using the word to define the word. I'm telling you the word is that I'm defining.
We use a Latin name,
Just
Homo lupus. Oh, why do you know that? I don't know, it's like Canis lupus.
P is between M and N if
It's on the line segment.
if P is on M N. Okay, before we lock that down, does that work?
Yes.
Is there any, by the way, how many points are on MN?
Infinity.
Infinity. Is there any point on this segment that I have on the board that I could call P that would not be between M and N?
No.
Now some of you might say, well, what if you pick M or N? Remember, we're in one dimension here. You can't stack points on top of each other. So this point has to be N. It can't be N and P. Can only be one. Beautiful. Now, if we take Audrey's definition, does Amanda's definition work?
Yeah.
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yes, because betweenness now means it's got to be part of the line, so therefore we're good to go. Wow, that took a little bit of work. All right. Are we all okay with that? Okay. I'm not saying that your definition isn't correct, but knowing that where we're going to go, we're going to have to go with this as betweenness. This is third period, right? Hopefully. All right, let me go through this quickly. Because a lot of the stuff we've already talked about is on here. I just want to show you that. We did that already. That's what a line segment looks like. Oh, we have to figure out how to name that line segment. I talked about that already. M and N or A and B with 2 endpoints. Notation there. That's an example. We talked about betweenness. We're good to go. Okay, this one's new. We have 2 different expressions. So at this point, we actually have 3. We have this. What does that mean? Line AB. What does that mean?
Line segment.
Line segment AB. So now we're talking about a starting and a stopping point. And the question is, what does that mean when it doesn't have a symbol over it? And it's not just the 2 points. Okay, so that was our line segment. That's a physical object. It's a line segment. You can pick it up, carry it around, take it home with you. AB, however, with no symbol over it, is just a distance. It's a numerical value. 5 centimeters, 4 feet, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So again, physical object, number, distance. Because what will happen is I'm going to put on a quiz something like this. And some of you are going to forget what that means, so you're just going to go, there it is. Okay. And that would be wrong. I want to know how long that is. Okay, let's try some algebra. Incorporate that into a geometry problem. I gave you a bunch of information up there about 3 points, A, B, and C. B is between A and C. Start by sketching that. Draw me a picture of a segment AC with the point B between it. And then I gave you a bunch of information. I told you that AB is 3x, AC is 5x minus 4, and BC is 14. Include that in your picture. Do it. Don't hurt yourself. And then once you get everything drawn out, see what kind of equation you can set up. Good. No, C. Because B is between A and C. You got it. If you got an equation, solve it. No, because you're in a segment. I don't know what that thing is you just drew. We haven't talked about that. Gee, man, triangles cut out. That's pretty cool. Okay, so you should have a picture that looks something like that. B B is between A and C. It doesn't matter where it is between A and C, it's just gotta be on the segment AC. And then you label all the algebraic stuff. I know the distance from A to B is 3x, I know the distance from B to C is 14. And I know the whole length is 5x minus 4. Having seen that, what equation do we get? Tina,
5x minus 4 equals 3x plus 14.
good. Question?
On the quizzes, are we allowed to use calculators, or is it only some quizzes?
Most of the time you can use your calculator, yeah. Like you use your calculator now if you wanted. Another
Are we
question?
allowed to use the quadratic formula program?
I don't mean. So solve that equation, figure out what x is, and then answer the question. Now, what do I mean by answer the question? I asked you for two things, x and AB. So take your answer for x and plug it back in for AB.
Wait, what unit should we label it as? Or?
There are no units here. I didn't give you any units to work with. Okay, so there's all the work. Should get 9 for x and 27 for AB. Is there another way to do that problem?
Probably.
Probably wouldn't ask if there wasn't. So let me rephrase my question. What other ways could we solve that problem? Not the algebra, I mean the geometry. What other equations can you set up? I took the two small guys, added them together, and got the big one.
Oh, no.
No?
That was algebra.
Hmm?
It was for algebra.
You do 5x minus 4 plus 3x equals 14.
Mm-mm. That would be a small plus.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a small plus a big would have to equal
Yeah.
another small.
5x minus 4 minus 14 equals 3x.
Could do it as a subtraction problem. Most of the time people will do that. I looked at it, where I am.
Yep, 7 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay, try that one on your own now. This one should be a lot easier now that you've seen the system. Once you get an answer, check with your neighbor. Make sure he or she has the same answer. If you both have the same answer, give each other a high five. If not, start arguing about who's right and who's wrong. And work quickly because I got one more thing to show you before we leave. What's x?
4.
4. Good. Okay, real quick then, last thing. New symbol. Wait, let me get rid of that, it's a little hard to see. It's an equal sign with a tilde over it. Okay, and it means congruence. And so this is a subtle point in the difference between these two things. The first one is comparing numbers. That's 5 centimeters long, that's 5 centimeters long, they're equal. So you use an equal sign when you compare numbers. When you compare physical objects, he uses congruency symbol. Most of the time we'll use the congruency symbol. What am I saying down here? I'm saying if I take this segment AB and I lay it over the segment CD, it'll match exactly. So simple definition of congruency is same shape, same size. And then we want to be able to denote equal things in pictures, so we use these things called tick marks. And if the tick marks match, the segments are congruent. Different tick marks, not congruent. Same tick marks, congruent. And you can do whatever you want with tick marks. 1 tick, 2 ticks, 5 ticks, smiley face, draw a picture of a hamster, I don't care, whatever you want. You just draw the same thing on the matching segments and you're good to go. Okay? We good?
Yes.
Beautiful. Day 2. I'll unlock that in a minute. Ran into some problems yesterday just to clue all of you in. The best thing to do is once I unlock the homework, all you need to do here at school is to download the file to your iPad. If you have Wi-Fi problems at home, it doesn't matter. Notability does not require Wi-Fi. Schoology does. So as long as you get it out of Schoology, you'll be good to go. And again, don't turn anything in until I ask you to.
And we back up.
I'm sorry?
And we back up. Or is it-
Back up to where?
Like yesterday, there was more after we backed up. Something.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Thank you. I get it now. I thought you said back up, not pack up.
Did you put the thing on Schoology or?
Not yet.